I first started thinking about suicide when I was an adolescent. Kind of what led into me having those thoughts is that as a child I had experienced child sexual abuse. And at that time I didn't understand that that can be a common experience for people who are experiencing trauma, to sometimes have suicide ideation as an effect of that. In 1988, I was a college student, and I was still living with the secrecy. And at one point in time, a faculty member at the university kind of reached out to me, and he didn't really know what was going on with me, but at some point in time, he's like, "Hey, JC, would you consider maybe going and talking to a counselor or something? Like, I don't know, something just seems like something's going on for you." And so with his suggestion, I ended up going to the student health services department at the college that I was going to, and I met with a counselor, a therapist, and over a course of time with conversation and things like that, I decided that I would go to the police and report what I had experienced and about what my grandfather had done to me. And that led into my grandfather being prosecuted by the state of Utah. And on the day that I testified in court, a family member had called me on the telephone, and we were having this conversation. And during that conversation, that person had said something to me like, "Well, you weren't a little kid all of the time." And it just sounded like they were blaming me for what had happened. And later on that day, I found myself in an active suicidal crisis. And while I was on my way to do that, I was kind of driving fast and recklessly. I happened to drive past a police officer who chased me down and pulled me over. And when I unrolled my window, he looked at me and he said something like, "You really should go talk to someone." And I didn't share with him that I was actually on my way to go end my life, but by him saying that to me, it kind of shifted my focus and my thoughts. And so I left the side of the roadway and I went and talked to my therapist. And that definitely made a positive difference and helped me through that situation. And then over the course of time, there have been times when I have had thoughts of suicide since then, but I have learned good strategies of how to manage when I have those thoughts. Therapy has been very beneficial to me. I participated in therapy support groups with other peers who also had experienced some of the things that I experienced, and I learned about crisis response planning. And I have a crisis response plan for myself, and it's a plan that I can use anytime when I feel overwhelmed or stressed, or if I do have thoughts of suicide, I can use this plan. And my plan is that I have learned how to recognize my warning signs of when I'm in distress, and when that happens and I recognize that those things are happening, I tend to use my healthy strategies. And some of those are things like going for a walk or maybe reading. I have my social support system, like I know who I can talk to. And my personal life is going really well. I have wonderful friends and family and a spouse. And currently I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I'm the director of crisis services at a university. Even if you think that no one cares or you don't know where to reach out to people, that there really is help available. And I was hesitant and I felt scared back then many years ago, but it was one of the best things that I ever did, because it created an opportunity for me to heal. And it's been a long process and a journey, but it is possible, and it really made a positive difference, and it gave me the courage to keep talking and to keep healing.